I now talk you through multi-word verbs in the verb phrase. So far we've looked at a distinction between finite and non-finite verbs and lexical and auxiliary verbs. But when we have been looking at these examples, we've looked at single word verbs that make up a verb phrase. So for example here, you have they should have done it. And let me just backtrack there. They should have done it. And there are three individual words here that make up that verb phrase. But multi-word verbs, there's a verb and a preposition which make up what we call a phrasal verb. And these verbs behave as a single verb. So for example, she got up at 10 o'clock, you could say she awakened. And here it consists of a verb and a preposition. And here are some more examples. The enemy gave in, is surrendered. Can you look after my children? Can you tend my children? And I will not put up with, I will not tolerate such behavior. Now phrasal verbs, they can be intransitive. I give up, or the discussion went on, and for how long? For a long time. This is an adverbial, so this is intransitive. Equally, it can be transitive. You can say smoking leads to something. And here's another example. No, I don't have another example, I'm sorry. What a prepositional object which behaves in a di-transitive way. They told us about your success. So, they told us something. And she forgave me my rude marks. So for my rude marks, there is a direct object. And prepositional verbs usually have two objects. He blamed the accident on the weather, and they were making fun of you. Now these aren't necessarily an indirect object and a direct object, but there's an object and something else. That brings us to the end of this very brief recording that explains multi-word verbs.